Hey guys, I'm Mr. Deber. Welcome to the Utah versus Stego guide, where we're going to be showing you strategies we've developed from both vantage points in this matchup. The things we're going to be looking at in this video are damages to kill your opponent, how to pounce and deal with pounce, and we're going to be breaking down actual fights, kind of play by play, and showing you the strategies involved. Now, the footage is from stream, so you will see me down in the left-hand corner, and don't be alarmed when the audio doesn't match up, because it's not going to. And speaking of stream, I do stream on Twitch. My link will be in the description below, so come check that out. Hang out with us anytime. We do a lot of that sparring and fighting and bug testing on stream, and feel free to come hang out anytime. Also, if you need people to play with, don't be afraid to join the Discord. We have a great community full of a lot of dino nerds. And if you get anything out of the video, please subscribe, like, comment. I'd like to know your thoughts on EVRIMA and thoughts on the video as well. And with that, you've got about 10 minutes of straight facts heading your way, so keep your ears peeled, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Let's get into it. Now we're going to start off with damage against both characters that they need to secure a kill. We're going to go over the weaknesses of the Stego and the Utah, and of course, how Pounce plays a role in this and the numbers on that. So it's 19 headshots for a Utah to kill a Stego, 32 hits to the body. We did not test base of the tail hits, but I imagine it's somewhere around the 38 to 42 range. Now, the Stego's greatest weakness, as we've shown in the survival guide, is that the cooldown between attacks when attacking to the front or the rear is much higher than attacking to the sides. So that is going to play an important part in the role of playing as a Utah, trying to bait out attacks to the front or the back, and taking advantage of that longer cooldown to sneak in the pounce or the bite. Now, as we go into talking about pounce here, we're showing 4 Utahs pouncing a Stego. The Stego is not bucking, and the Stego will die just from this. Now, what we're showing here is one Utah is going to pounce, the Stego is going to start the bucking animation, and as the other Utahs mount, the bucking animation stops, so it cancels all the animations for the Stego. But what we do know is that in the background, the bucking animation is still affecting all the new Utahs mounting onto the Stego. Now, the important part about that is when the Stego starts its buck, it is very, very vulnerable. It's stuck in that bucking animation for 9 seconds, which leaves it very vulnerable to bites. So the huge weakness with the bucking is that for 9 seconds, the Stego is locked in that bucking animation. It can't do anything but run. So if a Utah does pounce and it starts bucking, that gives you a solid window to go in and snag bites on the head. Now, the magic number for taking out a Stego as quickly as possible is 4 Utahs pouncing, even if it is bucking, and 3 headshots. Okay, so 3 headshots on the Stego and 4 Utahs pounce. Even if the Stego is bucking, the Stego will die. Now we're showing the damages for the Raptor, and this is very, very important. The Raptor can take 9 tip of the tail hits. A headshot will one-shot it, the Raptor will die, and it can take 2 body shots. And right here, we're showing just how big that tip of the tail hitbox is, and I do foresee this being altered in the future so that the tip of the tail hitbox is not so large, because as of right now, using that tip of the tail and turning the Utah away from the Stego to tank a hit on the tail is going to be your meta way of fighting a Stego as a Utah. I want to show that more in action in just a little bit. Now, in actual fight, I'm trying to bait out a tail swing to the rear. There we go. We utilize that long cooldown to mount up and start getting pounce damage on. I get low on stam, so I have to dismount, but we have others dismounting, and the Stego is just in the middle of the field right now. It starts bucking. I'm able to get bites on it, and it's going to go down fairly quickly. If you do find a Stego in an open field, not around trees, and we're going to talk more about trees here in a minute, it's a very, very clean kill for Utahs. Now we have the Stego playing more around the tree, and we're trying to bait out a tail swing and mount up. So we got the tail swing there, we mount up. Now the Stego is going to try and knock me off on the tree. I realize that, dismount before I can let that happen, before I'm knocked on the ground. Now we're going in, I see the bucking animation start, I go for some hits, And then here, I go in for a bite, I turn away, and I take a body shot there, so I'm not dead. So I went in, turned my body away, tanked the shot that wouldn't kill me, and then eventually we're going to take this Stego down as we just get more and more people mounted up and not being knocked off. Now, playing as a Stego, this is kind of the best thing you can do. Find a big tree, put your head straight into it, so that when Utahs do mount you, you can turn to either side, knock them off, and knock them on the ground and kill them. So we did that to that Utah. Now we're going to turn, we're going to knock this other Utah off on the ground and spike it. And then I'm going to go right back to what I was doing, keeping my head in the tree so I have the option of when I get pounced from either side, I can turn, knock it off, and kill it. Now we did kill that Utah mid-pounce there. That was kind of awesome that you can even do that now. Now you can see we've got one Utah left that I kind of followed out in the field because I'm confident, but it's turning away, it's taking hits on its tail, it's trying to bait attacks out so that it can come in and get bites. Eventually though, it does go for the pounce, I buck, it runs out of stam, gets knocked off, and it's an easy kill. Now this is going to be the most important fight of the video to watch because my Stego does go down here. We do catch a Utah mid-pounce there with the tail swing, so that's kind of awesome. But we're still using this tree meta, keeping the head in the tree, so I have the option to turn either way. And we're waiting for the Utahs to get ballsy enough to come in. One Utah pounces on, knock it off on the tree, and it's an easy spike. We're turning back into the tree to keep our options open. Another one pounces, knock it off on the tree, easy kill. And just rinse and repeat over and over again until you have so many Utahs shish kebabbed, you could have a cookout. That poor Utah jumps into me there. Unfortunate for you, bud. Sorry about that. But here's where it gets real. We have one Utah left, and he is so determined to take me down, and I want you to pay very close attention to what he's doing. This is my boy 4Solts. He takes me out very, very handily. Watch as he dips in and out and turns his tail towards me, so that if I do go for the tail swing, it will hit the tail. And he's utilizing the weakness of the higher cooldowns for the front tail swing, so that when he does come in, he turns the tail, I tail swing, if it hits, he has time to go in for a headshot. And he just works me over and over again with this strategy. And it's very, very hard to time as the Stego because the Utah is so quick. And if the Utah is utilized really well, it is so efficient at this. And he keeps just working me over. I go for the front tail swings to try and snag him, and then he comes in for the bite again. Easy, easy, easy. All day long, he's just working me. I'm trying to be patient. I'm trying to time the attacks well, but he's just whittling my health bar down so efficiently, and I just can't do anything about it, honestly. I get scared. I go back to the tree because I was a bit overconfident, and then he started to kill me, and then I go for the tail swing, comes in for the bite, and I die. Now, just to wrap up with, you're probably like, Mr. D-Bear, you didn't talk about 6 Utahs versus 4 Stegos. Well, that was going to be really hard to test, so my advice for you is that last important fight that I showed you, be prepared to just take that to the next level of patience and being really good and really careful. If you're going to take on 4 Stegos, I advise just kind of picking one off that kind of is separated and trying to take it out as quickly as possible. But again, it is EVRIMA, and that is the beauty of it. If you do have a pack of 6 Utahs and decide to take on a pack of 4 Stegos, you can do it. You just have to literally make not that many mistakes. But thanks for watching, guys. I hope you get out there and have fun with EVRIMA, and we'll catch you next time. Well, there's too many. There's 2 dead. I'm Ultimate Dinosaur Man. What are you doing? You're dead. Another one. Got him.